Hello everyone. Welcome to my first impressions slash, I guess, sort of review of the Lenovo ThinkPad X13s. I just received this a couple days, it's after midnight, so a few days ago. Today's Today's August 1st of 2022, and I received this July 29th. And I've been using it the last couple days. And yeah, this is kind of my first impression slash, I guess, first impression slash review is what I guess it would be. But I wrote some notes on what I thought about it so far. And I guess to show, well, as you can tell, I'm not sure how well you can tell by this angle that I have my phone at recording this, but it is a small laptop. I believe it's by the name, a 13-inch screen. It's pretty lightweight. I believe it's under 2.5 pounds, and it's pretty thin. I currently have it off, but as you can see, with it closed, it is pretty thin. So it's very lightweight, under 2.5 pounds. So very portable, great to have on the go. And one of the first things that I will be demonstrating that I have in my notes is the Windows Hello capabilities. It has both a fingerprint reader and the power button, which is right here. And then it also has Windows Hello in the form of the camera, the IR camera. I'm not sure if my webcam will pick it up, but it's going to do the face unlock. I am probably my face is probably a couple feet away from the laptop, but hopefully it should log me in no problem. So yeah, logged in pretty quickly. Currently I am running the Windows 11 Dev Insider build. Just wanted to do it for the heck of it, see how it runs. Let's see, in my notes, I would have to say the first thing, as I just mentioned, it's very thin, very portable, lightweight, under 2.5 pounds. It's really great for just on the go. If you're using this for school, if you're, do a lot of business on the go, traveling, doing a lot of Zoom calls. In my case, this is the 5G version from Verizon, so if you use this while traveling, needing to do work on the go, not being able to be connected to Wi-Fi, using Verizon's 5G, I would say it's definitely good in that respect. I have not been on the 5G yet. I've only been on Wi-Fi, and this video is, well, no, I guess the video is kind of on time. I think, I forget when I said I was initially going to do it, but I wasn't feeling well for a couple of days, so I waited. But anywho, I'll probably be testing the 5G out sometime soon. And then I would have to say the next is the Windows Hello camera, and then the camera quality is pretty decent. I would say it's not the best, but it's great, for a little laptop, using it for Zoom calls and things of that sort. Even on Discord, it's really nice. And I will be actually uploading a video after this one of a little fitness update of mine. I'm I guess a couple days late from doing a 1 week update video. Wasn't feeling well the last few days, so kind of put that on the back burner, but I figured I would record that video with this laptop and link to that video on this video to kind of just show the example of the video quality when recording with OBS. And yeah, I mentioned the fingerprint reader and the power button, which is super convenient, so you have both the Windows Hello camera and the fingerprint reader, so got both of those security features. The keyboard, if you know a Lenovo laptop, is very comfortable. Love the keyboard on this thing. It feels so great to type on. Like, my favorite keyboard in a laptop always is Lenovo. This is no different. It just is so nice to type on. I don't know what else to say. Um, the trackpad is amazing, I feel personally. Like, it just feels very smooth to drag your finger on. The clickiness is nice. And then, of course, there's a little, I always call it a nipple to kind of be funny, but the little nipple. I wonder if that would get me demonetized, even if I was monetized. Holy crap. But anywho, um, the little nipple in the middle of the keyboard works very well and has the little buttons right here to click. Those always work great. No issues with those. I just am in love with this trackpad. Probably my favorite trackpad on any laptop I've ever used. And the screen gets pretty bright. I feel it's very crisp, very vibrant. It's also a touchscreen. So I like to bring up the start menu, and let's say startup Krita. Just press that. Okay, yep, I pressed it. So the program will actually start, and I didn't write too much on this, but running x86 programs can be hit and miss on this laptop since it is an ARM laptop, the Snapdragon 8CX Gen 3. I believe I bought this laptop literally the early morning the next day after it went for sale, so this is like a first batch, basically. But yeah, the programs you can run will be hit and miss, and on my notes I said that it can do some gaming. I've played The Sims 4. I have the free Sims Online launcher installed, which is just a community-driven kind of continuation of The Sims Online. And I also have Age of Empires Definitive Edition installed. I also ran Borderlands Game of the Year Edition, not the enhanced version, just the regular Game of the Year version. Ooh, excuse me. And like I said, it can game, but it will get hot. Compared to my Samsung Galaxy Book Go 5G, this one actually gets noticeably hot. Mainly right here on the left-hand side, you'll definitely feel it. And if you put your hand on the bottom, it would be uncomfortable to leave there for more than a second or two. It would probably hurt. And I am not surprised that it gets hot when playing a game, since it's a much more powerful CPU on this laptop, and certain games will just, I guess, take more advantage of that. In turn, it's going to get more hot. I don't think it got very hot when playing The Sims 4, though playing Age of Empires Definitive Edition, I was playing on the classic version graphics, and it still got pretty darn warm. Was pretty uncomfortable. I stopped playing after a little bit. I got to the end game of a match with, oops, bumped my camera, or my phone stand. I got to the end game in a match with me and an AI against two other AI, and I quit near the end game because it was pretty warm and I wanted to give it a break. And I will actually be doing some videos on playing games on this as well, and I will mention in this video, while I was playing Age of Empires Definitive Edition, even though I had it plugged in to the wall, it was discharging. So it seems, depending, I guess it's going to be depending on how much of a power hog the program you're running is, it will discharge the battery even if you have it plugged in. I do not believe it was doing that with The Sims 4, though with Age of Empires, I noticed it when I was playing it in window mode. I have CPU ID hardware monitor installed, and I noticed it was going down fairly quickly, I think. Within maybe 45 minutes, it went down about 20%. So if you have this laptop, let's say for school, even if you don't get the cellular version, if you just got the normal Wi-Fi version, and you played some games on this, just be wary that some games will cause it to discharge. So you'd want to play probably the games in windowed mode and keep an eye on your battery. And let's see. Yeah, those are basically the initial pros that I could think of using it. Very portable, very thin, lightweight. The camera and the fingerprint reader are very nice, having both of those options. The keyboard is amazing. The trackpad is amazing. The screen is vibrant, very crisp. It's a touchscreen. There is options for a non-touchscreen version. Verizon sells the 16 gigabyte RAM, 512 gig SSD touchscreen version. And I feel for me that's a good balance since I would be playing some games on this. I got Krita installed for art. I have both Visual Studio Code and regular Visual Studio preview version since they just added ARM support for that version of Visual Studio. And besides games, I might put some movies on here. I also do have some emulators. I believe Game Boy Advance, PSP, PS1, and I forget what else. I can actually check that really quick if I can remember what folder it is. Let's see. DuckStation, PS1, Melon DS, Nintendo DS, MGB for Game Boy Advance, PPSSPP for PSP, and then my ROMs folder. So those, I believe, well, DuckStation has a native ARM version, but the other ones, I believe, are just running through emulation, and they run good. I believe I will make a video on the emulation as well on this. Unfortunately, RetroArch does not have an official ARM version that I know of. I remember finding an unofficial ARM version, but it was, I think, out of date by a lot of versions, and there is a emulator front end called Retrix, like Retrix, I believe it's spelled. Retrix Gold, I believe, and that's kind of like the front end you'd want to use if you want to do some emulation on this laptop, which I should do a video on that as well. Let me think. For the cons, I would say the only con, well, I guess you'd say the thing running, oh, personally, I would not count the laptop running hot as a con because playing a game, that's going to make it hot. Even video editing, which I am going to edit the video that I'm recording on my phone right now for this, on this laptop with Kdenlive. It installed and it opened, and I'm going to try and edit this video with that and see how it does, and if it successfully edits, I might just make a video on that about my experience with editing on this. But I just chose Kdenlive because I like using it. It's one of my favorite video editors for Linux, so I just kind of did a shot in the dark and was hoping that they had ARM support, which I don't know if this is official ARM support or if it's just going through emulation, but I'll find out how it works. I would say the main con for this laptop is the function key location. So right down here is the function key, and here's the control, the Windows, and the Alt. And I'm so used to the control being in the very bottom left corner that I'm hitting the function key a lot. And I have to like use my brain and just reach down and hit the control button if I were to like Control C, Control V, Control X, S, whatever. I gotta like use brain power and remember that the function key is on the bottom left corner and not the control button. So that would take a little bit of getting used to. And yeah, I feel that's the real only major con. And let me think. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that might be a major con. I really don't know. Like this, just first impressions for me personally, this laptop is amazing. I'm glad I got it. My girlfriend's using my Samsung Galaxy Book Go 5G since her laptop was ancient Acer from 2014, so I figured I would pick up this guy and let her use the Samsung, which she's going to be addicted to. She might actually be doing some YouTube videos with it, so might have to give her a shout out once she gets her stuff started. So yeah, I know this probably isn't the best impressions review of a laptop, but I'm still new to this. Don't quite have a system going yet. I just have a little phone stand thing, clip my phone into it, hit record, and just go with it. I don't really do scripted stuff quite yet. I feel I don't really have a good setup for that. I'm just kind of, I guess I kind of have those Flossie Carter vibes, where it's just feels like he just hits record and just is honest in his reviews and just says what's on his mind. And this is what I'm doing. Just, well, actually, I had notes, but just going into detail, I didn't really have anything really scripted besides just having, you know, great screen, nice trackpad, comfy keyboard. Like, besides that, I just kind of said what was on my mind. So, yeah, I would say that that's about it. Can't quite think of anything else to mention. All the pros, only the one con in my eye so far. I would say I'd highly recommend this laptop. 5G or Wi-Fi only. I highly recommend it. It's pretty cool that they have different versions. I believe the top tier version is 32 gigs of RAM and 1 terabyte of SSD storage. There are screws on the bottom of this laptop. I have not opened it up yet. I might open it up sometime soon, maybe during the week, just to simply open it, take a peek and close it just to make sure that it'll be okay. And I might show the insides. I'm not sure if the SSD is upgradable. I read on Reddit that somebody had tried to insert an SSD into, I guess, what was the 5G modem slot, and it didn't work. Oh, one major pro to this, I feel personally, since I'm a Linux geek. This laptop will be getting Linux support in the kernel in version 5.20. It's currently getting all of the patches and all the stuff set up right now. So when the 5.20 kernel comes out for Linux, this laptop will be supported. I believe Phoronix reported on that, so I will link that in the description. I'll make sure to. Talking about that, it was this processor, the 8CX Gen 3, and they specifically mentioned this laptop is getting the support. So I hope everything works. Hopefully it gets firmware update support, because that's a major important thing for this, I would say. Because right now there's a Lenovo Vantage, I think it's called. Lenovo, I forget what it's called, but the program for checking for firmware updates and getting info on the laptop. But yeah, that's another major positive, is it's going to be getting Linux support with the kernel 5.20. Well, I kind of threw my train of thought off when I just suddenly remembered about that. Whew. Definitely an all over the place review, but hopefully this helps anyone who watches this. Again, I highly recommend this laptop, if it be the cellular version through Verizon or if it be the Wi-Fi only. I feel if you run Windows and you use Visual Studio Code, or you end up using regular Visual Studio ARM version, this would be great for development. Like, it's going to get warm because it's a much more powerful CPU than the last one, so there is that. But it's portable, it's light. It seems, with how Apple is doing with their M1 and M2 SoCs, that I guess there will be just more of a push for, well, obviously there is much more of a push for Windows on ARM. Like, look at this laptop, look at the Samsung laptop, and I forget what else that there is being made. But yeah, I am rambling right now, so I will end it here. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully it was helpful. Hopefully I helped you in making a decision on buying or not buying this laptop. If you have any questions that on anything I didn't think to mention in this video, just ask in the comments and I will reply as quickly as possible. I am working later shifts at work this coming week, so I will be up late. So whenever during the day at work or here at home, I can definitely answer some questions. Hopefully YouTube Studio lets me comment. Don't know why it's been not allowing that lately. But yeah, any questions, concerns, comment them down below. I'll answer as best I can. I can test some stuff. And yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next set of videos.